Hey YouTube, in the last video we introduced the concept of a complex number in standard form. In this video we're basically going to share that with complex numbers, just like with real numbers, we can add them, subtract them, multiply, and divide. In this video we're going to focus on addition and subtraction of complex numbers. So you'll notice here it just basically explains it. It says sums and differences of complex numbers. It says to add or subtract two complex numbers. It says add or subtract their real parts, and then add or subtract their imaginary parts separately. So basically if we had a plus bi plus c plus di, what we'll do is we'll just take a plus c, and that'll be our new real part. And we would say then we'll take our b plus d i's. We'll treat I like it's a variable. So if I had like 2 i's and 3 i's, we'd say I have 5 i's, and we have b plus d of these I things. And likewise, if you ever see a complex number subtracting another complex number, what I'm going to tell you is basically do this. You could take a minus c, which are subtracting the real parts, and then b minus d of these I things, which is subtracting imaginaries. But I'm going to suggest that we rewrite this as addition anyways, and then we'll just distribute the negative throughout the set of parentheses in here. So this would be a negative di and a negative c. And so now you're adding a plus a negative c, which is really the same thing as this, and b plus a negative d, which is really the same thing as this right here. So knowing that we just add or subtract the real or imaginary parts, let's go ahead and take a look at these 3 examples down here. And I want to point out this. It says write your answers in standard form. Write it in this a plus bi form regardless of whether or not something equals 0. So in this first instance, we have this 2 plus 9i plus 11 minus 1i. And so to get our new complex number sum, we would say 2 plus 11, adding the real parts, is just 13. And then we would say a positive 9 and a negative 1, this is going to add up to be 8. So we really get 13 plus 8i, and this is our new complex number in standard form. Going forward, we'd say, okay, well, taking a look at this, now, this is a difference. And because I don't have a lot of room, I'm actually going to rewrite this, but I'm always going to encourage people that when they have a negative in front of an entire set of parentheses, let's distribute the negative throughout the parentheses and then rewrite this as a sum, as addition, because now I can just say, well, 13 plus a negative 8, which is really the same thing as subtraction here, would be a 5. And we would say 4i's plus a negative 4i. Well, that's no i's. So I really get 5 plus 0i. Or we could say this is the same thing as 5, but we wanted this in standard form. And another thing I want to mention here is this. This is a purely real number, which is worth noting. And then we say, okay, in this last example, again, I'm going to rewrite this just because I notice I see a negative in front of this set of parentheses here. So I'm going to make this positive, and everybody on the inside of this set of parentheses is going to flip over to their opposite. And I say I have this plus 8i at the end. So because we only add reals with reals and imaginaries with imaginaries, I'm actually going to start by just taking the 16 and putting it with the negative 13 here, and that just comes out to be a positive 3. And then this negative 6i's, these, and this positive 8i here, we're just going to combine those and we say plus 2i. So here's our complex sum and difference, apparently in this one, in standard form. Cheers.